Hi there, big dogs. I'm trying to get home.
I know which way that is.
Oh, great.
Right up my ass, you little.
Oh, no, that can't be right.
This is Will Ferrell.
I'm lost.
You're a stray now. You can do anything you want.
This beer doesn't taste good, but I like how it's making me feel.
This is Jamie Foxx.
I recently this couch.
Best sex of my life. And she dirty, too.
Oh, well, I can tell. Looks like she hasn't been washed in years.
I'll see you later, baby.
It was nice to meet you. I really should find my way back home.
Any places, landmarks you remember?
I remember the devil in the sky.
Look at that guy!
Burn in hell, mother son of a
Dumb smile, those pants.
Rip your off and make you
stupid
what?
hat.
We're completely lost, and my little puppy paw pads are really hurting right now.
This could be a lot worse.
How could this get worse?
Hold on, buddy!
Holy
That is the craziest thing I have ever seen. And I'm Dennis Quaid, and Dennis Quaid has seen some.
I'm starving.
How many of these should we eat?
All of them?
Give me a sec.
Whoa!
You look different.
You look different too.
How so? Is it my human hands?
Hold up. Shit! The cops.
Oh, God, what do we do?
Calm down. I got this. Hello, officer. None of us. Shut the up.
Strays in theaters August 18. Rated R.
Boom, there you go. That was the trailer for Strays arriving in theaters on, oh my gosh, I didn't even have that ready. August 18th.
August 18th.
Got it quick though. August 18th, y'all. I'm not straying away from the cause. I'm bringing it to you. You like that one. It's Kuya P, Nerds Rule the World, and the person I'm annoying, Heather Hurt. How are you, Heather?
Hi.
So we got the advanced look on Strays, Heather. Homeward Bound gone adults, if you will, in a lot of ways. Talking animals, talking dogs, and voiced by some of the funniest people in the business. Initial thoughts, Heather, coming well, before we saw the screening, what did you think when we saw the trailer? I don't know, did we do the react on this one?
We did do the react.
I never know anymore. We react to so much content.
Actually, I brought this up to you because you hadn't heard about it when I brought it up.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take the credit for this one. My initial thought, I was excited. This looks goofy. It looks silly, and of course, the first thing that they did was come out with a red band trailer, and it's like, okay. And you could tell right from the get-go, like from the very, very first time you saw it, you knew that this is the type of film. And I have this as my official, like, how I critique, like, my full review is, or my full mini review is, you could tell that this was the movie that kids who watched Homeward Bound too many times as children and now are just, they're just frustrated, senile, all the irritated words as adults, and they wanted to do something about that. And it looked like it was going to be that. I won't deny going into it, I was kind of concerned about length and about lag opportunities. Well, I'm sure we'll get into that in a little bit, but other than that, just turning this into a film was concerning, but I was very excited about the overall concept. What about you?
Love it. Well, giving you full credit, Heather. As soon as you told me and then we checked it out and watched the trailer, I was like, I am all in if I recall my words, but
I believe so. Yeah.
All in. And Will Ferrell, Jamie Foxx, just this entire cast. And then we'll get into more of who the cast is later. I was like, okay, I'm in. And I'm a dog owner. Love my dogs. I know you're a cat owner.
I love dogs. I want a dog. It's just not time yet. It'll be soon.
Gotcha. I was ready for a dog movie and taking kind of like those concepts. I've seen many children's dog movie, and to go adult with it, of course. I couldn't get my money fast enough. So there you go, y'all. Yeah, I was ready for it, Heather. All right, so we checked it out. Let's give our thoughts. It's now coming to the people August 18th. What did you think of the story of dog played by Will Ferrell, Reggie, along with his pal Bug, played by Jamie Foxx? He's a stray. His dog owner, who is the dog owner? Will Forte. Will Ferrell's character of Reggie, his owner Doug, played by Will Forte, keeps on trying to get rid of the dog, and he eventually is left so far away that he now finds a cast of friends where he then encounters Bug, played by Jamie Foxx, and then another batch of dogs. Maggie, let me go ahead and do it. I'm looking at IMDb at the same time. Maggie, played by Isla Fisher, as well as Randall Park, who plays Hunter. He finds himself a batch of doggy friends, and they go on a journey together. Kind of reminded me of what was that classic film back in the day? Now it's escaping me. Damn it, man! It reminded me of like this '80s film of like going on the road, a bunch of kids. Do you know what I'm talking about, Heather? They find a dead body.
Oh, shit! Of course.
It's an '80s.
Yes, I do. I know, and because you brought it up, shit.
But gone wrong because this is totally adult.
Stand by me.
Stand by me. Yeah, it reminded me of Stand By Me in a way. You know, you have a bunch of friends, you're going on a journey, and that's what I know. It's totally far from it. Stand By Me is such a drama.
Not at all.
Totally night and day, but it reminded me of that, and because it's like a bunch of friends hanging out, bonding, and relationships. Because that's really what this film is. Strays is a film about bonding, but through dogs and friendship, and then eventually things we do as friends that we don't tell to anybody else, like at an apple pie contest, but this time it's not apple pies, it's bunnies and other things and mushrooms. I don't want to spoil anymore. I'm not spoiling. Am I, Heather?
That was
a pretty big spoiler
right there. The end of the end of that scene was probably one of the greatest moments. You heard the entire theater just gasp, and but that's all right.
What did you think of the story, Heather?
The story was very fun. Was it exactly what I was expecting it to be? Yes. Can I emotionally see Will Forte as this like absolute separated human of a person after he voices Wolf Tobin in Great North, which is currently one of my favorite animated series. I just couldn't imagine him with his goddamn voice as like this horrible person, because Wolf Tobin is like the most wholehearted person.
Really? My wife is a huge fan of Great North too.
I couldn't separate.
I've seen Will Forte in a ton of stuff, and was perfect to be the asshole.
Oh, see, the thing is, just because I'm just like, I'll re-binge the show. I loved him as the asshole, but then I would like get stuck in his voice, and I'd be like, Wolf wouldn't do that. Wolf wouldn't do that. But the story was exactly what I expected. The one thing I will say, going back to what I said about my initial concerns, was I was concerned that the pacing was going to be a little bit off, because what can you do? If you look back at movies like Homeward Bound, there was lots of lag where there was just filler because they needed to turn it into an 1.5-hour film. And the good news is that we were kids and we didn't care, and it was puppies. But the difference is so I was kind of concerned, what were they going to do with the filler for this movie to turn it into an 1.5-hour film? And I don't think at any point the story strayed, and no pun intended. But I'm funny, y'all. I make jokes. But at no point did we lose. The only thing that took me out of it was sometimes the puppets got a little bit distracting. And we talked about this. Sometimes the eyes got a little. I'm not talking about this guy. I'm not talking about this guy. Not his eyes. He's fine. He's perfect. The eyes of some of the puppets kind of got a little bit distracting, but that's what, when you look into the eyes of animal puppets, I'm pretty sure that's what the face of darkness looks like. So, but other than that, the story was great. It moved very well. It kept pace. We had Reggie got his full story, his full arc. And we also got Bug's full arc. Like, that's the big thing. It's all the dogs got their time, but the two main characters got their full stories, got their full redemption arcs, and they got out of it with a bang. So I was happy with it. Agreed.
And that's, it's a good film when not only do you get the full story, like you said, of the lead character, but also some of the sidebar characters as well. And in Bug, that becomes the best friend, to Reggie. In regards to like the puppets and eyes and some of that, I agree with you. It didn't lag, but I will say at the beginning where, it's been a while since we've seen for me, I'll speak for myself, seeing a pet movie, talking pets on screen, and and that's all that's happening, right? I felt like I needed to be high because it was just weird or on an edible or something, because it was awkward to just get that transition to happen, because you're looking at talking pets, but Will Ferrell's voice is there, Jamie Foxx is there. It was kind of awkward, and there wasn't much else going on the screen, so you're just staring at that, right? And so, like, I felt like I was into it, but I felt like if I was high or on something, I would have been really into it. And I'm like, yo, these dogs are really fucking talking right now. This is crazy. It's insane. But I loved it. But I don't know, but I felt it. I just want to interject that I felt, like you were saying, when you watch a movie like this, that, and people drink, as well, whatever is your thing. It could maybe help with it, but it may not be as starkly, like in your face like that,
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's like there were just moments where you're like, okay, the puppets, can they blink? Please, can their eyes dilate a little bit?
Yeah.
Please?
If we're talking the same thing, yeah, like just that moments where, like, when your brain and your whole awareness focuses on one thing, it will catch you, if you will. And that was a little bit at the beginning, but then when they're on this journey, you kind of you've already warmed up to it, and you're in this world, and you're inhabiting, and you're going on this journey with them, and it's a whole lot of fun. In regards to the story, Heather, did you have I talked a little bit about some of the moments already, but were there any moments? Well, let's start with the least. Was there a moment that you really didn't like, that just didn't fit within the story?
And
if not, was there a favorite moment?
When it comes to didn't fit, I think that, well, I really don't think that there was one scene that I was just personally grossed out about, but that's because I'm personally grossed out by it, but it doesn't mean that it was bad. I'm not going to share it because it's a really funny moment. To me, it just took too long. Like, I wouldn't say it lagged. It just took too long. It was just like, all right, get to the point. All right. You want to do that? I get it.
Moment without giving away to our audience?
Yeah, it's the bad
okay.
one. Yeah, it's the gross
yeah,
one.
that was awkward. That was weird, but it worked. But also awkward.
It was after the speech, like the point from speech to getaway was just like, that was like a solid 10 minutes, pun intended. And it was just too much, but it wasn't bad. It was a purposeful scene. It was one of those where it's like, for me, I could have, taken or left.
I think it was kind of done gratuitously for fans that just want you to just stay in it. Like, look what we fucking did on a film, y'all.
Yeah.
Look what we did with these dogs. And anyway, go check it out, y'all, when it drops on August 18th. So again, I'm sorry, Heather. So that was somewhat your least favorite moment. Was there a really a moment that was like, oh, this was hilarious?
I am definitely not going to say this because it is a huge spoiler, and it is actually one of the funniest moments.
Okay.
But when Josh Gad's character, he plays a Labrador at the fair, pay close attention to his monologue.
Okay.
He's a narrator dog.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now I remember that.
That is.
I will not spoil it as well, y'all. We're trying to put this out before anything, and so we don't want to spoil y'all. I don't want to get in trouble with Heather and or the people that get us into these things.
Okay, we actually can't say it. We literally can't say it.
So, man, I'm trying to think of something that's in the trailer without giving anything away, so that way I can say it. But I will say then I'll say this: the trailer doesn't give you everything. That you'll laugh out loud, literally. And I will put this in as a moment that I did not expect because I didn't look at the IMDb. But I think I can say this one, Heather, because it's on IMDb. A moment that made me laugh out loud because I didn't expect it. Because I didn't look at the IMDb. But if you go there right now, so since it's there's a moment with Dennis Quaid that is in this film that I did not expect. Yeah. And he's playing himself, Dennis Quaid.
See, I would have kept that out. Oh, come on.
That's all I'm going to say. So is that really spoiling, Heather? Can I get a pass on that one?
Okay.
I wasn't expecting it. And yes, he's in there doing Quaid things. What Quaids do.
I mean, Dennis Quaid is always Dennis Quaid. What can you do?
All right. And as a least favorite moment, you know what? I see your point to where you said in the finale moment or whatever without giving too much away. But I can also see why they did what they did. Yeah,
But no, that's not the
just
moment.
an overall
Not
fun
that,
film.
Not that moment. That moment I didn't mind. That
Yeah.
no, it was. We can talk about it off air. For those of you who see this, who watch this and then see the movie, you will understand. It just got gross for an extended period of time.
But there's so many moments in this, y'all. It's hilarious. Definitely one that I was going in, hopeful, and wasn't gonna let me down, and it didn't. And because sometimes, we can get like really, hyped about a film and we get let down. This was a good time, and definitely it was fun seeing it with Heather. We see a lot of films with friends. If you go out, love going to the films, going to theater with your family and your friends. This is definitely one that you want to do with your family and friends, and it's a ball. This was a fun film. What are your final thoughts on this, Heather?
It was absolutely a fun film. It's actually a friend-friendly film.
Yes.
You should go with people around you. You should be able to talk to each other. You be able to enjoy the audience. I know we talk about that a lot, but audience experience, there's a difference between audiences being assholes and audiences making the situation better. Don't be a jerk. You don't need to be on your phone. You don't need to be talking. But if there is moments where it's just guttural and something happens and everyone else is doing it, so if everyone jumps off the bridge at the theater, go ahead and jump off the bridge. But no, it's one of those where there are certain elements that they just happen that you just feel them inside, and you feel it along with everyone else in the theater. That's a completely different feeling than just some jerk on his phone ruining your eye shot. Enjoy an audience experience every now and again. If that is, also to be respectful of the accessibility of these things. My final thoughts on this is that I love this movie. I thought it was really, really fun. Is this a repeat watch? I don't think so.
Ooh.
Is it
spicy here at the end, Heather?
Is it something that I put on like in the background, maybe in like a few years, just to see it and be like, oh yeah, I remember why I enjoyed this movie. Let me put it on while I'm working. I could totally do that. I won't deny though that the story was great. That once again, the movie did not lag, which I was nervous about. But it's not really one of those films that I would consider to be like a rewatchable kind of movie. Like, it's fun the first time. It's great, really, really great fun the first time. Definitely watch it with people you want to see it with. But would I turn it on again? Am I going back to the theater again? No.
Interesting. Oh, that's spicy right there, Heather.
I
think it's definitely something I play in the background. And yeah, I think I would check it out a couple times. But okay. Yeah, to each their own. Actually, what you reminded me, and I actually forgot one other thing. So we're not all the way done yet. But what you reminded me of in regards to like crowd participation, seeing it with an audience, there was one other film that you and I fell in love with this year that I think goes along right with it. The Blackening.
Blackening is so much fun.
Blackening so much fun. You want to see that with a crowd, and I think this is right there with it as a film. Again, to your point, you see it with a bunch of your friends and you have a lot of fun. So yeah, right up there. But wow, spicy. I would watch this again. Not like once it's like I've already had my ticket there. Unless I'm a bunch of friends. Hey, you want to go? Let's go. But what I wanted to bring up that I totally glossed over. I brought up the names earlier, but Will Ferrell, Reggie, Jamie Foxx. What did you just think of the voice work, the characters, the actors we got? I didn't know Maggie was Isla Fisher, but shout out to my man Randall Park, who I recently interviewed on the channel. I love him. We had him on for Blockbuster, interviewed him recently for Shortcomings. Randall is awesome. Knows me by name, which I love now. Fucking Randall Park. Anyway, but I didn't know he's gonna be Hunter. This dog right here. What did you think of this voice cast?
I thought it was a lot of fun. I was really excited. Honestly, I was really excited of everyone. I was most excited to see Jamie Foxx come back to comedy again. It's been a long time coming. We missed him in comedy. Is he an incredible actor? Can he do way more than comedy? Absolutely. But it's nice to see him back home. It's nice to see him back. Definitely. All the voices matched pretty well. And Randall Park being Randall Park is just always... Let him be himself and everything. That's all I'm asking.
Right? You couldn't not love it. His cone, you felt bad for the cone, but then the cone worked, right?
Well, The cone is an important part of his personality. Don't hate.
Yeah. No, I loved it. It was amazing. Anyway, so thank you, Heather. I'm sorry I dialed this back because I wanted to touch on the characters, but phenomenal job on the casting. Again, everybody, it takes a village to make a film. Shout out to everybody beyond just the actors, the crew. They had to work with dogs all over the place. I can only imagine wrangling dogs, working with dog trainers to film a project like this. From a film banking perspective, has to be insane. I couldn't imagine wrangling dogs to make a live action dog movie like this. So props to them. A lot of fun. But yeah, is it a rewatch? I want to know the comments. Let me know in the comments. Heather got spicy right there at the end. She's not so sure. For me, I don't know. I'll check it out.
You want to know something that was really funny that you missed because you decided to be late coming from another screening on something? So to tag in, let's just talk about this real quick because this happened in the theater right before the movie started. So one of the really cool things that we love is we love going to press events, but we're not like super duper big enough yet, like, subscribe, do all the things, where we get invited to like the super duper early ones. So a lot of the screenings that we do are with an audience, which is awesome because once again, participation is pretty fun sometimes. But some of the people who get these tickets clearly have no idea what they're signing up for, because this is no judgment. Hey, it's a free movie ticket. Grab it while you can. But there's the two people in front of me. At least one of them did not seem to know what she was exactly coming into. So when we get there, there's a big sign, right, saying that Strays rated R, blah blah blah. And she sits down with her husband, and she looks at him and she's like, "A dog movie rated R? That doesn't make any sense." And I'm just like, "Honey."
She is in for it.
I mean, everyone like talked her through it at the beginning, but like there was just straight up confusion about what this was. We want to really emphasize this is a rated R movie.
Yeah, this ain't for kids. You know, good point. Do not bring your kids to this.
So before you head to the theater, this is not Homeward Bound. Sorry, that was just a fun little.
No, I dig that. There you go, Heather. How can people reach out to you if they want to talk about other alternatives to Homeward Bound that involve dogs?
I really don't know many, but if you want to try and talk to me about it, at Nerd is a Heather on Twitter and at Heather is a Nerd on TikTok, Instagram, and Blue Sky.
All right, I'll do my best. You can reach out to me at the Legend Kuya P on Twitter, TikTok, IG, Hive, and of course here with Heather and the whole squad at the NRW and at New Release Wednesday, where nerds rule the world. Strays, a whole lot of fun. Check it out. Let us know if you are as well in the comments below. Yo, what's going on? Heather, your boy Kuya P. We just got out of the press screening for Strays, coming out August 18th. Heather, first thoughts, immediate thoughts coming out of the screening. What do you think? Was it rough?
It was super rough. But no, it was a lot of fun. If you were a fan of Homeward Bound, you're going to be a fan of this as a child, then you'll be a fan of this as an adult.
Yeah, it's crazy. It reminds me of watching like those movies that are for the kid movies with pets and all that, talking pets and everything. This is not for the kids though. This is for the adults. Good time with your friends. I really enjoyed it. We're going to break it all down, have a full review on the channel. Right, Heather?
Absolutely. Check us out, subscribe, do all those button thingies.
Please do. August 18th, y'all get your tickets. Strays. Hey, Strays, y'all.
We just got out of the screening. Hell of a good time.
Yes, bring your buds and maybe smoke some buds.
Bring all of your dog
or
gloves.
shrooms.
I mean, you do you. No judgment here.
Some edibles.
But you don't need it. It's hilarious. Good times.
You'll have
Go
a
with
lot
friends
of
though.
fun, yeah.
Definitely a good friend movie.
It's a dog lovers movie. It's an animal lovers movie.
Yes.
Humans get what they deserve here. They really do. So yeah, out August 18th. Make sure you get your tickets right now. See, and of course, hey, follow us on the
Rough. She's rough.
I know. I'm so sorry. And for the 14th time, follow us on the NRW Nerds Rule the World on YouTube. Our review will be out soon, August 18th for Strays.
Bye, y'all.